Today's video, we're going to create a small tropical style bed for less than £10. So let's get into it. Just before we talk about prices and things like that, I just want to talk about the orientation of the plant. So something I've learned in the garden centres and also in the gardening world is a plant has a best face, right? So what side are you going to be looking at the most? And that is the side that you want to find on all your plants. So this is something I did with the 3 chosen plants within this bed. I just wanted to make sure, whichever angle I was looking at it, that it was the best that it could possibly be. I was also chancing it with the weather, as it would give one of the worst storms of the summer so far. But luckily the next day had some lovely blue sky, well, for a little while anyway, so it means we could crack on. One of the most important jobs that I do in my garden is I give every single bed and tub a really good feed. So what I use chicken manure, fish blood and bone, and I also use sulfate of potash for the heavily flowering stuff. So if nothing else, just spend a little bit of time, a small amount of money, just on getting your beds right. I'll go on to explain why these are in tubs in the ground, but as you can see, it's trial and error. So dig a hole, pop it in. If it doesn't quite fit, take it out, dig a bigger hole. You get the idea, guys. Now with this bed, I've got a couple of options. Now, with me still not being 100%, even though it's nearly on 12 months since my appendix burst, I've decided to go ahead and put my Brugmansia pot in the ground as it is. Now for 2 reasons. One is it's a little bit heavy digging for me at the minute, and I'm not gonna lie, but the other one is it's gonna be really easy for when it actually comes out and into the summer house. October, November time. So I'm saving myself a job thinking forward. You guys can 100% go ahead and plant them and then dig them up again. And then the reason why the eucalyptus has gone in the pot is eucalyptus is a super fast growing plant. I really do want some height in the center of the garden. However, I do want to be able to manage it, and with putting in a pot, I'm obviously going to restrict the growth. And not only that, it's not going to go too mad. So if I do want to move it, I can move it to the back of the garden. I'd like it to go behind the summer house. So when you look out into the garden, it just looks like a complete sort of forest area behind that. So giving the garden some depth as well. So thinking about moving that in the future, but for now, it'll do a fantastic job. Just need to do some maintenance jobs on this. I need to go ahead and take off the old leaves off this banana that I bought. And then we're gonna talk about how much this bed actually cost me. So if you followed the channel for a little while, you guys will know that I'm all about how cheap I can do stuff, or getting things done for as cheap as possible, right? So this bed only cost me £9. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple of tips, and it might sound sort of quite mundane, but this is genuinely how I've got this for just £9, and I'm super happy with it, but it's not quite finished yet. Stick around because we're going to do some cutting experiments within this new bed with Persicaria. So plant by plant on this bed, this banana only cost me £4, and that was from B&M. I've actually put the link down below to how I got that, and a little bit of discussion with the team at B&M as to how and why they reduce their plants. So that's a bit of an interesting one. So £4 for the banana. Now the eucalyptus, that only cost me £5, and I bought that when it was no bigger than around 8 inches tall. Now a really good tip that I have got for you, if you know what sort of plants that you want but you're unsure as to where you want them, then just simply buy them small, pot them up, give them lots of food, put them in a good spot in your garden within a pot, and then just let them grow, let them evolve, and just figure out where you want them. I always knew that I wanted something in and around here. Was it always going to be my eucalyptus? No. Because it's in a pot, I might even move it again, right? But that's the reason why I put this here. And finally, the Brugmansia. I did actually have this gifted from Russ. Again, thank you very much. But these are 1 year's cuttings, so these are what we would have done last year, and I've got several plants. So these will cost you absolutely nothing. Once you've got a mother plant, you can just simply take as many cuttings as you want in the autumn and the spring. So, Persicaria cuttings, we're going to do a little bit of an experiment now. Again, these will be completely for free. So I'm going to pop 2 or 3 straight into the soil. These should have enough hormone to just root within the soil. A couple of comments on my last video where I did a proven video for Persicaria cuttings in water, and I'll put the link again down below. I'm going to simply pop these in, keep them well watered. I'm going to put potentially 2 or 3 in and around this bed, and then that will be absolutely fantastic for the rest of the year. Let me know down below when you guys are on holiday. So I've got a break now from my full-time job. Does it always rain? Seems to on mine. Until next time, we'll see you in the garden. Take care.
It's raining, isn't it? Good.
Hey, you're not getting wet.